kif qedtilkom qabel il-waqfa qasira tar-reklami ħankunu qegħdin nitkellmu dwar is-suġġett partikolari li nitkellmu forsi anke bejnietna dwaru biss però forsi ma nafux dettalji dwaru. Nkunu qegħdin nitkellmu dwar il-hipnożi. Bl-Ingliż hija hypnosis u flimkien magħna għandna mistieden li huwa John Owens. Thank you for coming to our program. Flimkien ma' John se nkunu qegħdin nitkellmu bl-Ingliż. Biss però ovvjament il-maġġoranza tagħna nifhmuh l-Ingliż ukoll jekk intom għandkom ukoll forsi xi mistoqsija li tixtiequ staqsu lil John dejjem tistgħu iċċemplulna fuq in-numru tat-telephone 500 43550. John, we're talking about hypnosis. For some people it's interesting, for others it's a bit scary, maybe because there isn't enough information about it.
Yes.
So let's start from the beginning. What is hypnosis?
Hypnosis is a process that I use to take a person from a conscious state, which we're in right now, and take them down into a subconscious level. Mm-hmm. Their brain opens up, and I take their goals, what they provide to me, up to 5 goals, and I place those goals through suggestions inside of the subconscious mind. Now, the goals could be depression, fears, phobia, anger, anxiety, any of those kinds of goals.
Mm-hmm. So whoever would need such a therapy, sort of therapy, let's call it that way, it would be, for example, because phobia, and the phobia is something that somebody would be really scared of, for example, a spider, for example, or something.
Snakes.
It would be controlling their life, right?
Yes,
and they can't deal with it, anymore.
Yeah, the emotions are out of control. Mm-hmm. Usually a person with phobias are very sensitive to their outside environment. Mm-hmm. So they're very sensitive. I would bring them in and work with them. Like I said, take them from a conscious level down into the subconscious level, open up their minds, and make the suggestions. Mm-hmm. And the suggestions are peace, balance, harmony. Usually people don't have much peace inside of their lives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So how does this work exactly? The person would be asleep? What happens?
Oftentimes they are. Sometimes they're not. It just depends on the hypnotist. What I do is I use a combination of deep breathing and talk. Some people use candles. Mm-hmm. Some people use pendulum swing. You may see that on TV.
Yes,
And some people have different methods of taking a person down into trance. But once they get down into trance, they're, like I said, the subconscious opens for it. Usually it's 88% available.
Okay.
And once it's available from that standpoint, we make the suggestions, and then a person...
So the subconscious part of our brain is what is actually...
yes.
It's the total power. It's creating this phobia, for example, or this depression. Or
For example, I had a kid once. He was about 6, and he had this fear of dogs. He was bitten when he was maybe 4. I think it was 4 or 5. So he had this fear. And inside of the mind, I call it the middle portion of the brain, is where this fear is located.
Okay.
So what I have to do is to override that fear with the suggestions. Well, first I have to get him down to that level, and then override the fear.
And he would be communicating to you as well during...
No, I do all the talking.
You do all the talking?
Once I find out the issues, and then from that point I do all the talking.
Okay. And what is fascinating as well is that it can help for people who are going through a depression, you said?
Yes, depression. I do relationship coaching. So it's a combination of hypnotherapy and coaching.
Okay.
So if depression, fears, phobia, anger, anxiety, just any emotional issues.
Okay. And the relationship coaching, that wouldn't be done under hypnosis, right, then?
That's more the coaching first.
Okay.
And what I usually do, I bring a couple in, and I find out the issues, what's going on in their relationship. And whatever that is, we sort of kind of work to iron that out. And after we do that, I sort of kind of split them up and have them to come to session differently. And then I work with individuals. So some individual may have goals of some phobias or anger issues or anxiety. So I would do the hypnosis then with that person. And then the husband or the wife would come in, and then I would work with her.
So it's a very different way of dealing with these types of things. But
yes.
And does it work? I mean, are there statistics about this?
Yes. They did research in the 70s, and hypnosis is 93% successful with depression. 6 sessions. Now, of course, I would need more than 6 sessions, with a person who is going through depression because, like I said, there's also the coaching part of it.
Okay.
Once we go through that, I find out a person's problems with their personal life and their professional life, and then we work with that. We'll work through that.
And after these 6 sessions, the person would be, let's say, cured of that phobia, or would you have to follow up again on
Yes, it's more than likely you have to follow up, because the person is in their conscious mind 15 to 24 hours a day, 15 to 20 hours a day, would say.
Okay.
And if they're in a conscious mind 15 to 20 hours a day, they need to know how to handle life in general,
Okay,
the
yes,
adversities of life. Oftentimes they don't know how to handle that, and their lives become hopeless, or at least they feel that it's hopeless. And so I work with them to teach them things like that, the little things in life.
This probably is something, I mean, very big. This the conscious part of our mind is incredibly powerful, as it seems.
Yes.
Are there moments or people that it might be even more difficult for you to reach their subconscious, or are you always capable of reaching their subconscious?
Always capable of reaching the subconscious with the hypnosis. Now, the other part, the difficult part, is some people don't want to change.
Oh, okay.
That's the hard part. And when I get those types, I just ask them certain questions about, do they really want to change? Do they want to change what's going on in their lives? Some do and some don't. It's a small percent that really don't, maybe about 2% of the clients that I receive. But once they want to change, if they want to change, we go through that process, and I can see differences in their lives.
And they would remember nothing from what, I mean, it would be in their subconscious, but they wouldn't remember exactly what happened during the session?
Some people do, many don't.
Okay.
Because once I take them into trance, I take them really deep into trance, so they forget about those things.
So this is a very interesting subject. I would actually like to continue speaking about this. Maybe if you'd like to come on our program again on Monday, or we'll see, because it's very interesting, and I'm sure that even the people who are watching are probably very interested in this, and we'll maybe talk about some different cases that you've had. That would be very interesting.
Yes.
Thank you very much, John.
You're very
so we'll
welcome.
be seeing you again.